These were upgraded to depressions yesterday. So we have two depressions, and really both of them could become named storms as early as today. And really either one could become Laura first. It will be Laura and Marco, and then Nana is just the name behind that. But Tropical Depression 13, Tropical Depression 14. So these are the two areas. One expected to move towards the Leeward Islands. That will really move towards the Caribbean through this upcoming weekend. And then I'm going to show this in a little more detail. So let's take Tropical Depression 13 and notice how we put this into a forecast track beginning as Monday afternoon. It's expected to hug the Florida coastline, and it may be more of a mobile landfall. We will see. Again, now the National Hurricane Center has this intensifying as a Category 1 hurricane, but we still have plenty of time to watch this. You have to keep in mind at this point the confidence and uncertainty is really high. So the uncertainty is high, the confidence is low, I guess I should say. Tropical Depression 14. So this is what we're monitoring really closely as we're talking a little bit closer to home. Expected to cross over the Yucatan on Sunday, and then from there, it's expected to really gain strength and organization, building into a Category 1 hurricane, and anywhere along the Texas coastline, through Mexico, and all across Louisiana. Everyone needs to keep their guard really high. Now is the time that you need to have your plan of action in place. We talk about this a lot, but we are in the cone of uncertainty from the National Hurricane Center. And again, this does look like Tuesday into Wednesday. So at this point, we do need to prepare and have all of our preparations in place. And let's just hope for the best at this point. But again, the uncertainty is extremely, extremely high.